Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Cyrus' mission is finally completed by, spoiler. Today on General Hospital, Brooke Lynn finally tells Chase the truth. Curtis asks Aunt Stella for a favor, and Willow gives Drew an answer, but not the one he expected. Brooke Lynn returns home to discover Chase lying on the bed in seductive red undies, with rose petals strewn throughout the room. She likes how he thinks. He says Valentine's Day hasn't ended yet, and they kiss. She considers herself extremely fortunate to have such a wonderful spouse, but he believes he is the reason she is unable to have a child. He can give her an evening of romance, but it is insufficient. He dresses, and she tells him they made vows, for better or worse, and that this isn't what they expected. They can still have a family and adopt or foster children, though. She emphasizes Ned's love for Leo and Monica's affection for Jason, despite the fact that he is not her actual son. She explains that no matter how they bring a kid into their family, they will do so together, and the child will be a part of both of them. He, however, wants her to experience what it is like to have a baby of her own, the marvel of pregnancy. She finally admits that she has already had a baby. Dante educates Lulu at the deception offices. Dante informs Lulu that Chase and Brooke Lynn have recently discovered they are unable to conceive a baby. Lulu regrets what she said to Brooke Lynn about having the perfect husband with whom she would have wonderful children. She asks Dante how Brooke Lynn is doing, and he tells her the problem is with Chase. Lulu feels awful for Brooke Lynn and Chase, but she knows Brooke Lynn is determined to get what she wants, and what she wants right now is a baby. Dante points out that they understand what it's like to be parents, and he wants that for Brooke Lynn and Chase. He simply wishes Lulu knew the Brooke Lynn he knows. Lulu delves into the past and discovers Dante had a history with Brooke Lynn. They've known each other forever. She claims BLQ knows things about him that she does not. They participate in Carly's strategy to use Brooke Lynn to split them up. Dante says that was the past, and he and Brooke Lynn have become close friends, and that's it. There's nothing else between them. Lulu acknowledges she lost 4 years, yet their lives continued. She adds Dante is pals with Brooke Lynn, Tracy and Brooke Lynn are tight, and she has become besties with Maxie. Lulu worries if she still has a place in their lives. Lulu feels horrible for Brooke Lynn. They know what it's like to struggle for a family, and now Brooke Lynn can't have the family she desires. She believes she should apologize, but Dante says she cannot. Chase told him about their fertility problems, and only him. Nobody else knows. They are interrupted when Jordan calls to inform them about Lucky. Cyrus injects Lucky at Liz's house, while she calls 911. Lucky knocks Cyrus down. She notices Cyrus has already stabbed Lucky in the leg with the Digitalis syringe. Cyrus gets up, fights Lucky, and starts strangling him. Liz calls 911 and tells them she needs the cops and an ambulance because Cyrus has injected Lucky with Digitalis. Cyrus flees as Lucky passes out. Liz begins compression on her ex and encourages him. Lucky, stay with me. Anna, Laura, and Jordan meet in the mayor's office. They discuss Drew's idea to take Sunny's peers for the Esplanade. They can't determine which is worse, Sunny, Drew, or Sidwell. They talk about how Sunny can manipulate the system, and Anna explains Drew has made it clear that he wants to assist her take down Sunny in any way he can. Jordan dislikes Drew's alliance with Jens, but Anna believes that if they steal Sunny's ports, they can bring him down. Jordan brings up the notion that Drew's major motivation is to get to Sunny while also exacting revenge on Jason. Laura is concerned about Sidwell, considering what she knows about him, and Anna agrees that he is a problem. Jordan claims Sidwell is unknown, and they know how to deal with Sunny. Jordan questions Drew's motives and the influence he possesses as a congressman. They all agree that Drew may not be someone they can trust. Anna believes it is time for the PCPD to examine Drew and his reasons. They are interrupted when Anna receives a call concerning Cyrus, and Liz contacts Laura to inform her about Lucky. Later, Anna arrives at Liz's house, where another officer explains what happened. An APB is issued for Cyrus. As she is venting about what happened and how Lucky could now die, Aiden appears at the door and exclaims, "What?" Drew asks a question. Drew surprises Willow with the house he purchased not just for himself and Scout, but also for her and all their children. He thinks it's too big for just him and Scout, and he's always wanted it to be their home. He asks her to move in with him. Willow is unsure because her children have traveled from the Quartermaines to Nina's and back. She wants them to have a stable home. Drew believes they can provide a steady home here. He creates an image of each child having their own room and a swing set out back. In addition, they may be able to relax and breathe for the first time in a long time, as well as appreciate their new life together. He wants this apartment to be the first step toward their future together. She reminds him that she is still legally married to Michael, and Wiley expects his father to return home and they will all be together again. She tells him that this move feels wrong right now. He asks her to let her know when she is ready. She wants to wait till Michael has recovered and returned home from the clinic. He explains the house isn't going anywhere and offers to take her home to her lovely children. Jason makes a decision after being released from jail. Jason visits Sam's grave to consider his next steps. He wants to kill Cyrus, but is unsure what Sam would want him to do. Sasha's comments ring true for him, and he knows Sam would not want him to prioritize his need for vengeance over what is best for Danny, risking the loss of his father. He chooses to do what is best for his son. Jason arrives to Drew's apartment. He wants to make peace. Drew inquires, "Why the hell would I want to make peace with you?" Curtis needs a favor at the Savoy. Stella arrives as the evening winds down, because her favorite nephew has summoned her for a nightcap. Portia needs to depart and assures Curtis she will see him at home. Stella asks Curtis what this is all about. Curtis and Stella sat down to discuss. He requests a favor that only she can provide, and she brings up her acquaintance with Congressman Doug Henderson. Curtis wants her to arrange a meeting between them because he needs to stop Drew, who is not the man they know. He claims Drew has made it obvious that he will oppose any of his proposals, and he has turned vengeful. Stella says she'd be delighted to assist her nephew. She knows Drew is a powerful man who is after him because Curtis dared to hold a mirror up to him and show him who he has become. Plus, she holds Doug in high regard, so he should be aware of Drew's snake-like nature before working with him. She tells Curtis that she is proud of him. The rush to save Lucky Lucky is transported to General Hospital, where another doctor conducts compressions on him. Liz informs Isaiah that Cyrus has injected Lucky with Digitalis. Everyone else who has been called will arrive soon. Liz sits down with Laura and explains what happened. Laura is stunned. Liz explains to her that Cyrus believed he had been sent a mission by God to free the souls of patients caught between the living and the dead. Laura is outraged by what her brother has been doing, but she is perplexed because Sam was healthy. She then yells out, "Lulu?" Liz apologizes, but Cyrus also tried to save Lulu in his own twisted way, which is why Lulu's liver failed. Anna arrives with Aiden, and Liz asks her to stay with Laura while she speaks with Anna. Later, Dante confronts Anna, assuming Cyrus is responsible. He disregards tradition and declares that he will find the bastard. Anna says she will not stop him because they need all the aid they can get. Later, they receive a call from an officer at Liz's house, informing them that Cyrus has been observed heading towards the woods outside of Port Charles. They wonder what is there. Just then, Isaiah appears, and everyone rushes over because he has news regarding Lucky. Laura asks if her son will live. Cyrus meets his maker Joss Breaks inside Austin's cabin, where Cyrus has been carrying out his sinister intentions. She looks around and discovers an envelope containing hospital bracelets from patients, including the one Cyrus stole from Dex's body in the morgue and Sam's. Cyrus enters at the doorway and comments that she shouldn't be here. He pulls an axe from outside and points it at her. She cries that he's a monster who killed Dex and Sam. Cyrus claims they interfered with the mission, and he refuses to let her do the same. Joss takes out Dex's gun, points it at Cyrus as he rushes her, and pulls the trigger. She punches him square in the chest, knocking him down. Before dying, he informs Joss that she, too, is a murderer. She approaches, kicks his legs, and grabs the axe away. She feels for a pulse but finds none. She then phones Jack and asks for aid. The show concludes with Jack approaching the cabin door and examining the scene. Chase discovers about Brooke Lynn's kid on the next General Hospital episode and tells her, "You became pregnant as a teenager and have kept this hidden all since?" At the cabin, Jack tells Joss, "We can contact the authorities or handle this ourselves." Dante tells Anna, he can escape, but that bastard cannot hide. Jason offers Drew a truce. Lulu and Laura are in the hospital, and Laura asks Aiden what's wrong. He shouts, "Dad is dying." Jordan and Isaiah try to save Lucky and shock him with the paddles. GH spoilers for Friday, February 21st, secrets revealed, secrets hidden, and a peace treaty offered. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Friday, February 21st include secrets disclosed and hidden, as well as an offer of a peace treaty. Brooke Lynn Chase reveals how her secrets were uncovered, Jack Brennan assists in keeping secrets buried, and Jason Morgan proposes a peace deal. Secrets revealed, now explained in their house. Brooke Lynn explains the long-held secret she told Harrison Chase while trying to console him about his infertility. Chase becomes perplexed as he tells her, "You became pregnant as a teenager and have been keeping this secret ever since." Brooke Lynn appears to be about to cry. She is probably scared he will not like her hiding secrets from him, especially this one. Will Brooke Lynn tell Chase everything, including the fact that Dante Falconeri fathered the baby? Will he stay a boy I got involved with at camp years ago? Secrets hidden, damage control. It was obviously self-defense when Jocelyn Jacks shot Cyrus Renault with Dex Heller's rifle, as Cyrus approached her with an axe. However, proving it will be difficult, given that she broke into his cabin and searched through his belongings before discovering the proof required to put him in prison. She wasn't even wearing gloves, so her fingerprints were all over the hospital wristbands she discovered he had retained as trophies. Cyrus' last words to her were, "Now you're a murderer," which really got to her. Brennan advises her they could contact the cops or take care of it ourselves. Brennan's damage control may entail cleaning up the crime scene and maybe disposing of the dead. Dante and Anna discuss his pursuit of Cyrus. According to the authorities, Cyrus approached Elizabeth Baldwin with a syringe full of digitalis, which he used to stab Lucky Spencer. As Lucky is in therapy, Dante and Anna Devane discuss his plans to pursue Cyrus, while Jordan Ashford searches historical information on Cyrus for leads on where he went. Dante informs Anna he can run, but that bastard can't hide, and Anna smiles confidently, agreeing. They are unaware that Cyrus' situation has been resolved, and he is no longer a threat to anyone. But will Brennan even bring in the evidence that Jocelyn discovered, or will Cyrus stay missing? Peace treaties and brother bargains. Jason arrived at Drew Quartermain's house, which he had purchased for himself, Willow Corinthos, and their children, seeking a peace treaty. Drew, taken aback, looks at his twin as Jason announces a peace between them. He had already mentioned that it was due to the late Sam McCall. He promised her grave that he would put Danny Morgan first, and she was also Emily Scout Quartermain's mother. Will Jason be able to persuade Drew to set aside their differences and dislike for each other in order to finalize their brotherly agreement? Will Lucky be lucky once more? Lucky's family is waiting for him at the hospital while he is treated. Perhaps the digitalis antidote administered by Isaiah Gannon will work. However, Aiden Weber, as well as his mother, Elizabeth Baldwin, are clearly terrified. Laura Collins and Lulu Spencer approach them with anxious expressions on their faces. Laura inquires as to what is wrong, and Aiden, in tears, informs them that Dad's dying. Will Lucky be lucky once more and survive? Life-saving measures. The syringe had an immediate effect on Lucky, possibly sending digitalis up the femoral artery based on the location of the stab. Elizabeth began CPR immediately and begged him to stay with her while the ambulance was on its way. However, he is coded in the ICU unit alongside Isaiah and Portia Robinson. Portia shocks him with the paddles while saying clear. Isaiah is undoubtedly concerned for his companion, fearful that the digitalis antidote would no longer function. Here's how Alexa Haven's family helps her General Hospital career. Alexa Havens revealed how she and her husband Justin Bruning have planned their lives to include much-needed togetherness. When Alexa Havens joined General Hospital as Lulu Spencer, she was plunged into a highly emotional narrative. Lulu has found it difficult to rebuild her life after waking up from a year-long coma. But Havens has her true life all figured out. She recently revealed how she and her family collaborate to keep viewers entertained with Lulu. She wanted to be closer to her family. Havens recently took time out of her hectic schedule to meet with Soap Opera Digest, where she discussed her crazy home life. Havens had retired from acting so that she and her husband, Justin Bruning, could care for their 4 children. They met while appearing on All My Children, and they married in 2005. She added that she stopped performing because it seemed like the right thing to do for her family. She discovered that when she was away working on a project, she missed her children greatly. Justin was working more, and we wanted to keep the family together and travel with him. He's her support system. Havens and Bruning agreed that the children came first, and it wasn't fair for them to be apart not only as parents but also as a couple. So the pair set a restriction to lead them through their happy marriage. We have a maximum amount of time we're willing to be apart. Spending more time together has enhanced their family bond. Havens only had positive things to say about Bruning's involvement in family problems. He's my child care, he's our substitute teacher because we homeschool, and he's my professional line reader, she told me. She also claimed that she'll bring home scripts in a massive stack and slam them down in front of him, saying, "All right, let's do this. Let us run these lines." He enjoys playing the parts of the other characters, and he noted that when he plays Tracy, he digs deep down for that deep emotional level that Tracy has. Oops. General Hospital inadvertently reveals if Lucky dies before his fate is revealed on air. The episode of General Hospital ended with what was supposed to be a nail-biting cliffhanger: will Lucky Spencer die? But it wasn't really a cliffhanger, because we already knew what would happen to him. If you watched the show or read our recap, you'll know that Cyrus confessed to Elizabeth about killing Sam, Dex, and others, as well as attempting to set free Lulu and Michael. Just when the Angel of Mercy was about to prevent Liz from fleeing to the authorities by injecting her with a deadly dosage of Digitalis, Lucky appeared. A scuffle occurred, and he was stabbed with Cyrus' syringe. We were supposed to panic, despite the fact that Lucky wasn't actually Lucky at the time, but rather a temporary recast. We weren't worried at all. Were you in? Why should we have been surprised when we already knew Jonathan Jackson would be back on air by the end of the month? In other words, Lucky Lives. Honestly, even if we hadn't known Jackson would be reprising his role until March, we wouldn't have been that concerned. No way would the show have brought back the 5-time Daytime Emmy winner who first appeared as Lucky in the 1990s simply to play a reunion with Liz and his family, just to kill off Luke and Laura's son. It would have made even less sense than Austin's killing. What happened to TJ at General Hospital? TJ has been on General Hospital for years, so it's fair that viewers aren't aware of his entire background in Port Charles. The character was first played by Chris Meyer in January 2012, but by August, Tequin Richmond, an actor from Everybody Hates Chris, had taken over the part. TJ's appearances on the drama, however, grew less regular as he became a recurring character. In November 2018, the character was recast once more, with Taj Bello replacing TJ. TJ Ashford moved to Port Charles from Baltimore, Maryland, to live with Sean Butler when his mother, Jordan Ashford, couldn't take raising him any longer. Sean was hesitant to take him in, but felt bad because he is the kid of one of his war mates, whose death he was partially responsible for. TJ attended at Port Charles High and met Molly Lansing, who coached him when she discovered he had difficulty reading. After TJ was arrested for auto theft, Molly's mother, Alexis Davis, had the charges dropped, and Sean believed Molly would be a positive influence on the teenager. Instead, TJ proved to be a detrimental influence on Molly, hosting a wild party that ended with the house wrecked and Molly passing out from alcohol poisoning. Alexis prevented them from seeing one another, so they had to do it on the down low, but eventually, JT and Molly convinced her to let them date. Although Molly said they were only friends, TJ was envious of her relationship with Rafe Kovich and assaulted him after she acknowledged they had kissed. Molly dumped TJ, who started dating Taylor DuBois. After they slept together, TJ regretted his decision and persuaded Molly to take him back. The pair also decided to try sex for the first time. TJ became involved in Sean's organized criminal career after being kidnapped by Carlos Rivera and witnessing Morgan Corinthos inadvertently shoot Max Giambetti. Sean phoned Jordan to get her son, but TJ refused to leave Port Charles, so Jordan decided to stay with him. TJ was surprised when his mother was arrested for drug trafficking and advised Rafe to stop using. When Rafe was murdered in a vehicle accident, TJ consoled Molly. Jordan and Sean admitted to TJ that Sean had killed his father, Tommy, in self-defense after discovering they were having an affair. Things got more complicated when Jordan arrested Sean and disclosed that she had been working as an undercover cop all along. Worse, TJ discovered that Sean was his biological father soon before he was sent to prison. Following that sequence of stunning revelations, TJ and Jordan's relationship was clearly strained, but they have since returned to normal. He even approved of her choice to marry Curtis. TJ continued to date Molly and began medical school. Unfortunately, when TJ worked up the courage to propose to Molly, he was devastated when she declined. He vanished, and Jordan received a text message stating that he needed some alone time, but it was soon revealed that the villainous Cyrus Renaud had him kidnapped and beaten in order to persuade Jordan to release him from prison. TJ recovered and returned to work at the hospital after his discharge, but he was angry when Cyrus took over. Molly also agreed to a commitment ceremony, albeit not a traditional wedding. TJ also befriended Brando Corbin, unaware that while he was taken, Molly assumed he had abandoned her and slept with the mechanic. Eventually, a guilt-ridden Molly came clean, and as furious as TJ was over her treachery, he was as angry with his mother for assisting in pushing Molly away. He yelled out at his mother, but he accepted Molly's apology and resolved to handle things one day at a time. After Molly arranged a romantic Valentine's Day, the pair formalized their domestic partnership. Stella was shocked to find that TJ had been visiting Sean, who was later released from prison when his case was reassessed. TJ treated a mysterious patient in the hospital, who turned out to be his uncle, Marshall Ashford. TJ was disappointed, but wished his father well when Sean decided to go to San Francisco. TJ was shaken when he lost his first patient at General Hospital, where he was starting his medical career. He also went to Brooklyn with Molly to look for Marshall after he vanished unexpectedly and assisted in his return to Port Charles. When Willow Tate was diagnosed with leukemia, she pleaded TJ not to inform Michael Corinthos, and he grudgingly agreed. However, things became difficult when Nina Reeves spotted Willow and TJ in a close encounter and jumped to the incorrect conclusion. Michael eventually saw TJ comforting Willow when she learned her cancer had progressed to stage 4, and she finally revealed the truth. After celebrating their anniversary, TJ was astonished to learn that Molly had taken a pregnancy test and was unhappy to realize that it was negative. He knew she had a 5-year plan for their relationship before starting a family, but he was relieved to hear Molly say that she, too, wanted to have a baby. Unfortunately, the couple quickly discovered that Molly had endometriosis and would likely be unable to bring a child to term. After processing the news, TJ and Molly began researching surrogacy and interviewing candidates. They were overjoyed when their choice, Andrea, revealed she was pregnant. TJ recognized Mason as one of the men that kidnapped him in 2020, and when he saw Dr. Austin Gatlin Holt choking the man, he intervened. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, February 21st include Brennan's cover-up for Jocelyn and Jason's truce for Drew. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, February 21st state that Jack Brennan will cover up for Jocelyn Jacks, while Jason Morgan offers Drew Quartermain a ceasefire. Aiden Weber will also be concerned that Lucky Spencer is dying, so this is what GH viewers may expect. First, Harrison Chase will respond to Brooke Lynn Quartermain's admission that she had already had a baby. Chase will be shocked that Brooke Lynn kept her teenage pregnancy a secret for so long. Jocelyn will be an emotional wreck in Cyrus Renaud's hideout after killing him. Jocelyn summoned Brennan to assist her in the aftermath, but she wonders whether they could get the cops involved. Brennan will recognize that they could contact the authorities, but he will also emphasize that they could handle this themselves. Brennan will undoubtedly favor the latter choice, as he has a lot of expertise solving huge challenges. At GH, Anna Devane will provide Dante Falconeri with critical updates on the Cyrus drama. Dante will insist Cyrus can flee, but he will also prophesy that that bastard will be unable to conceal himself. Brennan and Jocelyn will need to act quickly because the cops know where Cyrus' automobile was headed. Jordan Ashford also intends to investigate Cyrus' old file, so it won't be long before they realize he must have gone to Austin Gatlin Holt's previous property. Jason unexpectedly ambushed Drew in the living area of his new home. Although Jason will want to call a truce, Drew isn't a particularly sensible man these days and may be difficult to persuade. On Friday's episode, Sasha Gilmore Corbin will confess to someone. Could Maxie Jones or another character discover that Sasha's biological father is Michael Corinthos? Aiden will appear to be panicked as he tells Laura Collins and Lulu Spencer that his father is dying. Lulu, Laura, Aiden, and Elizabeth Baldwin will all have to worry as Lucky's situation worsens. Based on the promo footage, we know Jonathan Jackson will return after Guy Wilson's brief appearance as a temporary recast. Portia Robinson will try quickly to shock Lucky's heart and save his life. According to General Hospital spoilers, Lucky will survive, but his loved ones will stay fearful while waiting for news. Lucky is rushed to the hospital, Joss kills Cyrus and calls Jack for help, and BLQ informs Chase that she had a baby. Curtis asks Stella for a favor, Lulu and Dante discuss her difficulties with BLQ, and Jordan, Anna, and Laura debate whether Sunny or Sidwell is worse. BLQ is taken aback when she enters into her room to see rose petals on the floor and Chase waiting for her in bed. They kiss. She wonders how she got so lucky. He reminds her that he is unable to have a child with her. When he gets ready, she reminds him of their wedding vows and claims she meant them. He's certain she didn't expect this. She'll admit it's difficult, but life throws curveballs. They can still have a family and reminds him how great adoption may be. The cop is still worried that he is depriving her of the experience of having a baby. As he talks about it, she yells at him to stop and discloses that she has had a baby. As Lucky battles Cyrus, Liz phones the cops. Renault injects Lucky with Digitalis, pushes him to the ground, and from the room. She begins performing chest compressions on Lucky. When Anna walks into Laura's office, she and Jordan are discussing the Esplanade. The mayor informs her about the fight over location. Who poses the largest threat? Sunny, Drew, or Sidwell? They discuss that and how Sunny avoids the law. Jordan is concerned that Drew intends to take down Sunny. Laura is frightened that Sidwell and Drew are working together. That also worries Anna. Jordan would sooner deal with the devil he knows than the unknown. Anna asks if the PCPD should investigate if Drew can be trusted at all. She receives a call concerning Cyrus as Liz informs Laura that Lucky is in jeopardy. In the deception office, Dante informs Lulu about BLQ and Chase's fertility problems. She feels bad and is concerned about BLQ's single-mindedness. They discuss the joy of parenting. Dante believes BLQ deserves that joy, and he wishes Lulu knew her as well as he does. They sit down and recap what happened when BLQ tried to split them up. He suggests they should let it go. He and BLQ are only buddies. If she believes BLQ wants more from him, she's mistaken. Lulu says that she feels threatened since she has been so out of the loop for 4 years. It's as if BLQ stepped into every critical aspect of her life while she was away. She is beginning to question if there is still room for her. He understands that. Lulu wishes to apologize to BLQ, but he claims he told her this in confidence. She gets a call from Jordan regarding Lucky, and they leave. Jason goes to Sam's grave. He has to pick between what he wants and what he believes she would desire. He wants to kill Cyrus and is confident he can get away with it. But he's confident she'd want him to prioritize their son over his need for revenge. Jason promises to put Danny first. Willow is surprised when Drew asks her to move into his new house. He wants to make this a home for both of their families. She mentions how she and the kids have been bouncing around. They require steadiness. That is part of the reason he is asking her to move in now. He believes it would be beneficial for them all to calm down and breathe. I really want this place to be the first step to our future together, he tells me. She thinks it sounds wonderful, but their position is far from perfect. She is still married. Drew does not believe it will be a problem. She reveals that Wiley still believes she and Michael will be a family again. It would feel wrong to move her kid and Amelia in with Drew. He won't put pressure on her and says she can tell the kids when she's ready. She isn't comfortable with that while Michael is at the clinic. Jason arrives after Willow has gone home. Drew is astonished by his desire to make peace. He does not feel the same way. Anna arrives at Liz, and a cop tells her what occurred. There is an APB for Cyrus. Aiden arrives, stunned by what has occurred. Liz informs Gannon at General Hospital that Lucky has had a digital injection. She hurries out to fill Laura in. The nurse informs the mayor that she and Lucky were on Cyrus. He admitted that he tried to kill Lulu and Sam. Laura's eyes are wide open. Anna welcomes Aiden before departing with Liz to answer some queries. When Dante and Lulu arrive, Anna tells them she could use all the support they can get. They discover that Cyrus went to the woods and wonder why. Gannon announces Lucky's condition. Joss breaks into Cyrus' cabin and begins to snoop. Eventually, she discovers an envelope with Dex's medical wristband. Cyrus appears as she takes images of the proof. He grabs a hatchet and tells her she cannot jeopardize his objective. Joss gets out his revolver and shoots him. He falls. Coughing up blood, he adds, "Now you're the murderer." After confirming that he's dead, she phones Jack and requests his assistance. Jack arrives just moments later. Stella joins Portia and Curtis at the Savoy. She was pleased to complete her Galentine's Day by spending time with her nephew. He hands her a special cocktail as Portia exits. Curtis informs his auntie that there may be a favor only she can fulfill. He knows she is pals with Congressman Douglas Henderson. They discuss how powerful he is. Curtis requests that she introduce them so he can establish a friendship with the politician before Drew spoils things. He informs her that Drew has turned vengeful and has dark energy. Will she help him? Of course, his auntie will. She's quite proud of him. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.